Here in such programs, it help you in how to do research. And in this entire research process, I would like to bring to your attention three, four important topics, and I will try to share my experience and understanding, and would like to, because this is a valedictory session, and after that you will be uh, going to your institutions and working, doing research, guiding research, and also bringing out various kind of research publication. So as a faculty, first I congratulate you on the successful completion of this course, and then a few tips to further enhance your knowledge about understanding on this particular important term. So let me, the four important thing which I believe must every researcher should have is, one is that what to read, what not to read, what to search, what not to search. Second thing, which is very important, you should know various kind of guidelines pertaining uh, doing research, uh, writing research, publishing research, and also a summation of the research. Then third important thing is various kind of research and publication ethics. See, this research integrity or academic integrity, we call it, it applies when you start your research. And the last thing which I would like to speak is various kind of advanced technologies in doing research, in writing research, in research data analysis and publishing research, and selecting various kind of journals, quality journals. So being a person with library information science background, and also otherwise as a researcher, I always feel a good research only can be done if you know the subject well. You can formulate a good proposal only when you have good resources at your disposal. We are blessed with internet. Internet is having many things, but please remember, internet is not a substitute for library. Internet is not even a substitute for digital library. Internet can never be a substitute for library. Internet is very useful. I'm not denying any importance of internet. So, as a good researcher, the first thing you should read the authenticated peer-reviewed library resources. Select the publication either in print or in electronic form from the library on your subject. Even while doing research, literature review, you should understand that authenticated library sources are very, very important. When I speak on this searching techniques, one important thing is that what is we call deep web. Internet is divided into surface web, deep web, and dark web. Surface web is what you search on Google. And when you search on Google, Google never give you an authenticity that information you search on Google is authenticated or fake, or it's a misinformation or disinformation. Second point about Google or any other standard search engine, then when you are searching on Google or any standard search engines, the first result is not what you are looking for. I was searching for best open access journal, and first result was Omics International, which is a predatory publisher. Third thing, when you search on internet will never give you the kind of uh, information which is always there on internet, because internet at Google and other standard search engine just index 20 to 15 to 20% web contents. Rest 80 to 85% web contents are not indexed by Google or any standard search engine, and that important information when you are searching on Google you are missing. So what is the alternative? Alternative is that beside the search engine, you should also refer Deep Web. Deep Web is something mostly free, and you should learn how to search on Deep Web. Your librarian can guide you. Some of my talks, I have a YouTube channel under the name of Professor Dr. Ramesh Gaur. Hundreds of my talks are available under open access, and few of the talks on this deep web search engines are also there. So you can go to my YouTube channel, and you can listen my talks on this deep web search engine. Because here it's a military address, I cannot speak you more about. So that's very important. So my first message is that become a good reader. Only then you can become a good researcher. If you don't know your subject, you cannot never do a good research. Now, second thing is the guidelines. I would like to bring your attention to the various guidelines in this regard. UGC has certain guidelines. First thing is that recently in September 2020, UGC has come out with a document called Good Academic Research Practices, GARP, which talks about various kind of research and publication ethics and academic integrity and various kind of uh, research misconduct, falsification, fabrication, and other research misconduct. So you must read that document. Second important thing that you should be aware that UGC has come out with plagiarism regulation, academic integrity of promotion of academic integrity in higher education institution. It was launched in 2018. It was gazette notified in 2018 July. So you should read because all your future plagiarism issues are dealt with that. Then third, UGC has come out with a quality list of reference journal, UGC care list. You should know about that. So you should publish only on those journals. Then there is another very interesting UGC regulation, which is must for all universities to follow that your PhD student or your thesis should be available in ESO Ganga repository within 30 days of award of the degree. So these guidelines you must know and must refer. Now, next thing I'm coming to is understanding research and publication ethics. See, research ethics are being followed from the first step. There's a formulation of proposal. Then how to submit the proposal. Then after that, how to do research. It may be transparency in this doing research and following various kind of human and animal topics in the research, uh, honesty, transparency, and various kind of copyright issues. All these research ethics, which is a wide variety of research ethics. Some of my talks are there on my YouTube channel on this also. So you should understand what are the different kind of research and publication ethics, and you should follow in doing research, in research data analysis, in research writing, and research publishing. At every step, there are different kind of research ethics, and you have to deal with. When we talk about research and publication ethics, it's mainly deal with publication of your research, which is basically these are the regulations or guidelines or kind of code of conduct between author, publisher, reviewer, editor, etc. So I think this is important for you to understand research and publication. Now the topic which I am coming is very, very important, and I'm sure the team at Ramanujan must have given you a lot of value thing. So one of the uh, participant suggested MATLAB, and I'm coming to the use of research technologies, advanced research technologies in doing research, in collecting the data, in analyzing the data, in writing the research thesis, and also plagiarism detection, and also publishing. So let's begin with the first step in the research is the proposal formulation. So as I suggested that you should know very well about library resources, various kind of quality internet resources, deep web and other search engines, and a number of tools and technologies. And you should ask your library to develop a good access system by using remote access and discovery technologies. So a lot of technology play very important, and library is one of the most important component in this first step of use of technology for uh, providing access to the good library resources and other resources. Now, the second level is that when you are doing literature review, Many times people feel that literature review is just to write a paper, a chapter in the thesis, or just to complete the process. Literature review is the process through which your understanding about the subject is enhanced. You able to know the subject well, and that should be taken very seriously. And all searching techniques and tools I'm talking about is part of literature review. Now, second thing is the designing of questionnaire. Now, you have various kind of tools for designing a questionnaire, technological tools like it may be monkey survey, and a number of such technique. Because advantage of using technology for data collection is multifold. You didn't need not to put it in a digital format again, because it's automatically collected digitally. And then next step is, after uh, data collection, is data analysis. Here you need to understand about various kind of tools, like even Excel is used for data analysis, um, SPSS or R software. So I'm sure you should choose either one of them to according to the suitability of research, and then you must know about these tools and technologies. Then after data analysis, the next important thing is that how to write a good quality research thesis. So first, you like we all Indians comes from different regions, and many of us are having difficulty or face a very difficult situation in writing in English, because English is not our mother tongue. We have various several mother tongues. So in that case, you can take some help in some good quality grammar support soft system like Grammarly. Grammarly is one of the very good tool which can help you in writing of your thesis. Grammarly is having another advantage while writing a thesis. It also help you in avoiding some plagiarism. It also help you in calculating the basic percentage of plagiarism. But it is not a perfect software for plagiarism. So while writing, first thing is you should know about grammar. Second thing is how to check the plagiarism. So for plagiarism in India, there are three basic software: Turnitin and Authenticate. Turnitin is more suitable for universities and colleges. Authenticate is more suitable for research. And Urkund is being provided free by the Inflimed Center, the member of the eSource consortia, universities, institutions which are part of eSource consortia. Uh, Undoubtedly, quality of plagiarism software is based on the content matching and also the kind of uh, languages it covers. So in that way, undoubtedly, plagiarism checking software, we have to recommend the best. Currently, Turnitin and Authenticates are best. Urkund is also good software, but it is having limitation of limited resources for content batching. So when you are checking contents with the Urkund or Turnitin, there will be a difference. There will be less similarities in Urkund as compared to Turnitin, because Turnitin is having more content matching databases. Now, next thing is referencing. Referencing play a very important role in avoiding plagiarism. So you should have an understanding of referencing. What is bibliography? What is annotated bibliography? Difference between bibliography and annotated bibliography, endnote, footnote, and also how to cite, what not to cite. So various kind of citation reference management systems are very important for you. So you should use reference management tools like EndNote is available free from Web of Science. And then Mendeley is supported by Elsevier and one of the very good software. I'm sure you might have gone through some training in that. Then Zotero is the another good reference management tools. So these reference management tools help you in quality citation. So next level of thing is that now you have written an article. Now how to choose a good quality journal? See, many times people write an article and then they later choose a journal. My suggestion is first you decide in which journal you want to publish your research. Then how to choose a good quality journal? For a good quality journal, you should have two things in mind. One is that there are various kind of journal finders, databases. So first thing you should prepare abstract of your article, abstract of your book, and then title. So using that abstract and the title, you should use various kind of journal finder databases. Elsevier is having its own journal finder. Biley is having its own journal finder database. Springer is having its own journal finder database. There are some common journal finder databases. One of my article, my talk is also available on my YouTube channel regarding this, how to choose a quality journal. You can refer that. It will provide you detailed idea. So you choose a journal according to your subject, and there are various criteria to select a journal, like reputation of journal, its editorial board, its scope, its visibility, its reputation. So number of parameters I have given in that my talk. Then after choosing a journal, the next important thing is you have to verify, is this journal is part of UGC care list or not. What is this UGC care list? It is a list of journal recommended journals by UGC, and it is in the two parts. One part is the all journals which are covered in Scopus and Web of Science, and second part is those journals which are not part of Scopus and Web of Science, but they are quality journal. And UGC CARE is having certain protocols and parameters based on it decide which journal should be included in that list two. List one, list two is the list of all Scopus and Web of Science databases. So then you should check what journal you have selected for your research publication. Is it part of that UGC care list or not? If it is not, you should not publish it. And that's my recommendation. Because if you publish in a journal which is not part of UGC care list, you will not get a research score in promotion or in your recruitments and other places. So this is another important thing to uh, choose a journal. So now you have submitted a journal, your article has been published, and apart from that, how to enhance the visibility of research. It is important that your research should reach out to the people, and in that context, you can think of open access journals provide better visibility and better citation. So now your next thing is how to enhance the visibility of research. So for that, you should be part of academia or various kind of other research gate and faculty 1000. Such platform help you in enhancing the visibility of research. It also help you in research in progress. It also help you in connecting with various kind of researcher all of the world. But beside that, one thing which I missed is that you should register on ORCID. ORCID is the registry system for researcher. It's just like other ID for Indian citizen. So in that context, you should be part of uh, this such particular research forum, like ORCID and other things. So in this context, when we talk about further enhancing the citation, you should have an account in Google Scholar. You should be regularly promoting your research through various kind of research management system. And at the end, I will suggest you that as a good researcher, you should have your good citation profile. Overall, whatever I have covered in my this brief talk, I know time is limited. I think I have already exceeded my time. I will not go more into that. If you want to enhance your further understanding about this subject, as I recommended, my YouTube channel, I have several hundreds of talks, which every day I'm giving on the different universities and institutions. At IGNCA, we are also conducting some the 12-week research methodology course, which is online. We'll be announcing very soon. Uh, my suggestions to you, whatever you have learned in this course, must do practice, because if you don't practice it, you will forget about it. And excellent inputs have been given to you now, and now you consider yourself as a train the trainer, and go and train your students and other faculty colleague in an institution. You should organize such program in your own college, because these and one thing which I missed is UGC has approved a 2 credit course on research and publication ethic, which is mandatory for every PhD students. So you should start that course in your institution. With these words, I wish you all the very best. And see, quantity doesn't matter, quality matters. So bring out a quality research publication. Don't worry how many of your paper has been published. Think how best quality paper you have published. Only one quality paper is make you best researcher in the world. So quality matters, not the quantity. With these words, best wishes to you. And once again, I thanks Dr. Agrawal and his entire team for giving me this honor and opportunity to share my views with all the participants. And it is always wonderful to speak. I know I can speak for hours. I'm very passionate about this subject, but I'm sure the time is over. And with these words, I thank you all and namaskar, all the best.